Hello, and welcome to another episode of Question Couch. I'm Adam Chandler, and today I'm joined by none other than the master Heinlein classics such as Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Please give a warm welcome to George Luke. Pleasure to have you with us, George.
It's great to be here, Adam.
If you don't mind, George, I'd like to start by talking about your early career. Whilst making the first Star Wars movie, you faced a lot of resistance from your crew and the film almost never happened. How did you overcome these obstacles?
Well, it was hard, very hard. A lot of people tell me it was terrible and that it would never catch on towards the end of production. I ran out of time and money, so I had to rush to the last couple of scenes and miss out a few things I would have liked to have put in. But I have a clear idea of characters I wanted to bring to the big screen.
Although you had lots of people that were pushing you around and preventing production working smoothly, you must have had some supporters.
I did. I had supporters. I had Steven Spielberg, who helped, who supported the idea of Star Wars, and it was he said it was great. He wanted to joking off sides, like he said he wanted to join into it all, and he said I think that was my only supporter back then. But then after that, a bunch of directors wanted in.
Wow. Okay, so Spielberg saw the potential.
He did see the potential of not just the film, but he saw the potential of a trilogy, and that trilogy was born.
So there's a little rumor going around that your least favorite Star Wars movie was the second one, Empire Strikes Back. Could you elaborate on why?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't have full control of it. It made it my creation, but I couldn't take it in the direction I wanted. Star Wars was supposed to be a set for kids movies, but others wanted to make it darker to appease the adult audience. I've always said I make kids' films. It's not my fault adults like it too.
But is it not wise to diversify your audience and to try and spread the film as far as possible?
What's important is the story I wanted to tell.
Okay, well, there was some controversy among fans about some of the changes you made in Blu-ray releases of your films such as Star Wars. What do you think?
I think the fans were incredibly harsh about the changes I made. They were important to the story. They had to be made, so I made them. The technology was available at the time. I would have had the changes in the original film.
Some people would say that many of the changes you made to these new editions of old films are unnecessary because they make the films worse in certain aspects. How do you respond?
Well, I would say that they aren't getting the bigger picture. They don't understand the level of storytelling I created. It's more than just good versus evil or Jedi versus Sith. It's more that and I haven't been able to tell it properly due of people like that. Are they responsible for things like the absence of Jar Jar in episode 2 and 3?
Could you elaborate on what your favourite character is?
Jar Jar.
Seriously?
Jar Jar Binks, yeah. I think Jar Jar, I mean, you may nod your head, but Jar Jar is the key to the whole saga. He is key to everything. He is the key to Star Wars.
Okay.
He is the most vital character in there, and many people don't see that. The reason why I didn't like to add them in the other films because everyone hated him. And the fact is, never judge a book by its cover. But I had to get rid of him so the Star Wars franchise could survive.
Sure.
But Jar Jar is my favorite character. He is yours as well.
Bold statement. Okay, well, time for some questions from the viewers. First up, we have a question from Dave in London. He asks, George, what are your thoughts on the Darth Jar Jar theory? I prefer the term Darth Plagueis theory.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There is a theory out there that Jar Jar was going to be revealed to be the big villain after the Phantom Menace, and that he manipulated the Senate into giving Palpatine emergency powers. What do you think?
I think that's a valid theory. Can we move on to the next question, please?
Okay. Do you think that the theory has any truth to it? Some say it was your original plan. Is this true?
Well, it might have worked. I mean, I did say I didn't tell the story the way I wanted.
I'm going to say that as a yes. A resounding yes.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Can we move on, please?
I'm not sorry, but yes. Our next question is from Becky in Melbourne. She asks, what are your thoughts on The Force Awakens and what might it have looked like?
Well, I didn't like The Force Awakens. The directions were wrong. It wasn't directed properly by J.J. Abrams, whatever he's called these days. He didn't direct it right. If you're going to do Star Wars, go to the Master. Go see the Master. He's just a Padawan. I am the Master.
So,
And so is
is your dynamic relationship with him based on power then?
I created Star Wars, and he is brutally murdering it.
How would you have done it?
How would I have done The Force Awakens? I would have made it better, obviously, by adding Jar Jar Binks. And you need to understand that everyone would have loved it.
Alright, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much for being here.
Jar Jar.
It's been a pleasure talking with you.
You too, Adam. It's been great to be here, and Jar Jar.
Finn.
The movie's coming out soon. Jar Jar Binks.
Guys.